Welcome back to a 57 Chevy video. I believe this will be episode 3. We just moved the floor. He's got everything punched and ready for welding. Gotta get this re-leveled. And tonight's goal is to figure out how on earth we're going to mount the coilovers. So that's what we're going to look at. We'll get those torn out in just a second. Okay, our box says that it has 4.1 inches of travel on this rear shock, which honestly doesn't sound like very much, but well, let's go with it. The problem is that's 4.1 inches from metal to metal. We have this bumper. Realistically, we're talking like 3 3/4 coming into that. Not sure how this affects us yet. We're working on it. Okay, we're definitely kerfuffled here. So we're actually 2 inches higher on the axle, you know, from here to here than what we're expecting our ride height to be. And that is the first time this even lines up with the frame. And I know we can move it up a little, but not a ton. This has got me a little concerned. 4 inches of travel does not appear to be a ton. If I drop it down to ride height here, and we've been putting that on a glove, so kind of watch that bar. Okay, unfortunately we got to balance her out here. Move over. So, and then we've been checking that angle and then checking this angle. See, we're pretty close to what we expect our ride height to be, and realizing there's some spacers. that's not good. So we got some learning. We're just surprised. 4 inches doesn't seem like a lot of travel. Okay, we have spent a little bit of time. One, we've looked at some other cars, and apparently, since we're not building 4Runner trucks or pre-runners or whatever they're called, we're probably fine. The most we could get things to bounce is like 1 inch. So what we've done is re-level the frame, went back to the 55, looked at the ride height that we like. We would be okay with it being a hair higher. So we have changed our parallel bar link location, and we now have a ride height going from this axle tube to this height here that is 1/2 inch higher than the 55. So that should give us some adjustment wiggle room. And now we're going to go ahead and see where that might put our mount. Okay, we're starting to get somewhere. We just flipped this one. See how that one's there? To the lowest position. And then started looking at this, and it looks like, let me figure out how to get you guys in there, because I'm not left-handed. But it looks like if we cut that particular ear off, we'll be able to get this one to sit flush and get good contact here, and also hit the shock eye where we want it. Okay, got a little work to do before we can test it, but dying to know. Okay, so we've got that tacked in, and of course gonna have to play a fun game here. So right now we're going over a speed bump on only one wheel. Okay, so yeah, we have no insight on angles here, so when we get the other one tacked on there, then we'll see if this becomes an issue. Okay, so that one's on there. We're getting ready to set this one in, and hopefully shortly we'll be able to cycle this and see what we think. Okay, we have been working and working. We've moved those mounts again. Welds are just boogers, so don't look for anything fancy right now. We've been moving stuff. Yeah, I did them. They're bad. In fact, we broke one. But now the big thing is, you can see she articulates. She actually articulates a lot smoother than she did before we fixed it. We were binding here, so we've got that much better in plane than it was. obviously there, the one that broke. The one that broke had to have been where it was binding. Oh, the other thing is, would you push down on these? I want to see how the shock bodies look.
Shock binds.
So see, as the angle goes, you can see that doesn't come anywhere close to hitting. Let me try this side. Ooh, that one gets pretty close. Okay, so still an area to work. Well, look at that. I think we actually made something happen here, and we don't even know what we're doing. I changed the rebound on those, and now they're a lot harder to move. So let me back them back out because we wanted to see what that did. And yes, I know these welds are terrible. They're just temporary tacks that are easy to knock off. Although, you know, we'll never claim to be welders. But we've hit the point where nothing seems to be binding, and that matters. Can we set the pinion angle now? No, not really, but we got lots of adjustment there. There's adjustment here, adjustment in the shocks. For now, we can just live with where everything is. This will get us to a rolling chassis. So, unfortunately, until we have some weight on it and can make real measurements, it's probably a waste of our time chasing pinion angle and ride height and everything until we have more of the car together. Everything we just did now was about getting ourselves the most flexibility in the future. So, oh, and one of the reasons we had to move those, you notice there's a shock out. Those were going to be very close. So we've got them kind of angled back here now. This is pretty cool. It works. So I don't know what else we could ask it to do right now. Okay, something we need to know is through its full travel, I don't care what the pinion angle is now because the car isn't sitting level and I don't have any of that. I just need to know relative. So we are all the way up right now. So let me get our surface. Nope, see? Move it a little bit, move it a little bit. Okay, so as he pushes down, how does that change? Okay, Harlan. Keep pushing down. Okay, we're starting to get way past ride height now. And you'll notice we haven't moved that angle much. Okay, we're starting to move the angle now. I'm seeing a degree of change. Going on 2 degrees of change. Of course, we're way past. Yeah. Okay, so it looks like we get about 2.5 degrees of change total, but almost all of it is right at the end when we're bottomed out. We should never be driving at that angle. So that's not too much variation. You want to pick it back up, Harlan? Oh, it's hard to get it to go up square with those shocks, but you can see. Whoop. Well, you could have seen. It moved on us. But yeah, I don't think we're going to have a problem. We can't really set the pinion angle yet. But as you can see, we've got tons of adjustment. It doesn't bind. I don't see any issues. I guess at this point, there's no reason not to clean it and weld it. So that'll be fun. And with that, we're going to toss this over to ShopRex because I'm feeling pretty tired. This it's not intuitive, and I hope we've done a good job. But it sure is pretty neat. So unfortunately, the instructions, are kind of universal. What do you expect? But look at that. It articulates. We're pretty happy about that. So anyway, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. ShopRex approves of this video.